everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Today we're going to do another bean stitch baby hat. This time we're going to do it a little bit bigger since I've been asked to do a hat for with using the bean stitch for a baby between 6 and 12 months. So we're going to do that today. The first thing that we need to do is our brim. I've used the same brim that I've always used on all my hat videos because I just love that this particular style of brim on all my crochet hats. So we're going to do the same thing. I've already have one here that's already done. Mine measures 16 inches and I did 100 rows of these stitch here. So the thing that I would recommend for you is just measure it around your child's head, make sure it fits nice, it's not too tight and it's not too loose, and based on that we're going to work our bean stitch baby hat. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is our brim for this hat, and what I like to do is I like to chain 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I forgot to tell you that I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook and your normal number 3 baby yarn. Okay, so from the second chain from the hook we're going to work a slip stitch, but we're only going to grab the back loop, and we're going to do the same thing on the next stitch, back loop on the next stitch, and we should have 4 new stitches on this row. Back loop, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again chain 1, turn, and we're going to grab the back loop of this chain here and work another slip stitch, another slip stitch on the next stitch, and a slip stitch on the next, and slip stitch on this one here. Make sure that you're consistent with your stitches. This one here tends to hide. It's the one where we turn, so just be a little bit patient, and there we go. And you'll be able to find it, but make sure it's loose. This part here is not too tight, otherwise you're going to have a problem with finding your loops, your back loops, especially here at the end. This one always tends to hide, so just pull it with your hook and like that. So you're going to work this part, measure it around your baby's head, make sure it fits nicely, and based on that we're going to work our hat. So continue in this manner until you have the size that you need, and once you have it done like I do here, what we need to do now is join. So to do that, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put both ends together, insert your hook on this first stitch here on this side, and grab this loop where we finished this way, and introduce it in the front like that, and do a chain 1. Oops. There we go. Insert it back again into that same space right there, and find the back loop of this first stitch that's back here, and it's that corner stitch that's always very hard to find right there. So work a slip stitch, insert your hook on the next stitch, find the back loop of the next stitch in the back, and work a slip stitch. Now the third stitch here, and slip stitch, and one more. There we go. Slip stitch. And now we're joined. Let me focus my camera. Chain 1 and turn. Now this is going to be our front. And turn it so it's facing, the good side is facing you. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do now is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work single crochets on each one of these stitches here, on each one of these on top. We're going to just insert our hook here on this first one and work a single crochet, work a single crochet on the next, single crochet on the next. This is right on top of this bumpy stitch. There's a stitch back up there that we just work, insert our hook in and work our single crochet. So do single crochets all around, and I will meet you at the end of this first row to show you what we need to do for the second row. Okay, I'm almost done with my first row of single crochets. All I need to do is join here to the beginning with a slip stitch and chain one. Now for the second row, we're going to work our first row of bean stitch. So to do that, we're going to insert our hook in the first hole right here next to where we did our first slip stitch. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and insert your hook and pull up a loop 3 times total, and close. Chain one. Next one, we're going to skip 1 single crochet, but on the next one here, we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, complete your stitch. So we're going to do it 3 times. So there should be 6 loops on your hook. One more time. Insert your hook, skip 1 single crochet, and on the next one, work your bean stitch. There we go. And close. One more. Skip 1 single crochet, but on the next one, insert your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and close. Okay, you're going to work this second row or your first row of bean stitch in this manner. Skip 1 single crochet and work your bean stitch just like that. So continue this way, and I'll see you here, and I'll show you what to do on your second row of our bean stitch. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row of our bean stitch. Next thing we need to do is we need to join here to this stitch that's right next to our first bean stitch and work another bean stitch right there. This is worked in a continuous round. We don't need to join with a slip stitch or anything. We just continue working bean stitch just like I just did. And remember, once you get here, there's 2 little holes. We always work our bean stitch on the top little hole right there. So you're going to continue in this manner until you have the size that you want. I believe that for this baby hat I did 15 rows, and then we're going to work 3 reduction rows. I believe there's 3 reduction rows. So work in this manner until you have the size that you need, and I'll meet you here again to show you what the next step is. Okay, I made it here to the beginning. I have 14 rows and it measures a little bit over 6 inches. So now what we need to do is we need to join to the beginning, which is this row here, and join with a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1, and now we're going to work a reduction row. And to do that, we're going to insert our hook on the first space, insert your hook on the next space, and close. On the next space, we're going to do just a normal single crochet, but on the next 2, we're going to do a reduction stitch like this. So single crochet, insert your hook in one space, pull up a loop, insert your hook on the next space, and when you have 3 loops, close. So continue this way for this first reduction row, and I will see you at the end to show you what the next step is. Okay, I made it here to the end of this first reduction row, and as you can see, I did a single crochet, and now I just need to work a reduction stitch. So I'm just going to insert my hook here and on the next space and close. On the next stitch, which is the second row, this is where we started, we're going to just work single crochets all around. And each of these stitches that we just did, on top of that, we're going to work a single crochet. We're not going to do any reductions or anything, just work single crochets all around. So I will meet you here at the end to show you what the next step is. Okay, I've made it here to the end of this single crochet round, so now I'm just going to join to the beginning, or the first single crochet that we did, with the slip stitch. I've already cut my yarn, so I'm just going to pull it through the stitch and close. Now what we need to do is we are left with this hole here, and we're just going to weave in this remaining piece of yarn around. Oh, first I forgot to do a loop, so I'm just going to make a loop there. I like to make a loop there so that it's easier for me to close it. So, okay, so now I'm going to do every other stitch. Just weave this in, every other stitch. We're almost there. This is an easy way to close your hats. You don't have to do too many reduction rows. Okay, so I'm here at the end. This is going to be my good side, so I'm just going to put this through the hole, and I'm going to pull it on the other side and do this. So here's our yarn, so just pull, make sure it's nice and even, pull it, there we go, and close it, make a knot here with this loop that I did, and make it nice and tight so that it doesn't come undone, and that is done. This is what it looks like. I like the way that looks here, and this is what our finished baby hat looks like. There we go. I'm going to put a pom-pom on top, so I will come back and show you what it looks like with that on. Okay, so here's our finished hat. As you can see, I've attached a pom-pom on top. This is optional. You can leave it without. It looks just as nice, but here it is. Just remember, make sure that you measure your brim around your baby's head to make sure that it does fit and it's not too tight. So this is today's tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.